Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry we're a little late getting started here. Had a few issues trying to get everything to work properly. I think everything's going good now. We'll take a look. It is 13-12. The Raiders lead the Suns currently here in the first quarter of the JV contest. This is why we do the JV contest, to get all the bugs worked out. So we're a little late getting started, but you'll be able to get to see the vast majority. We've got 1:07 to go here in quarter number one. As I said, 13-2 as you see on the scoreboard. Quincy, Notre Dame, and Southeastern here this evening from Augusta, Illinois. Floater off no good. Rebound for the Suns, and it'll go back the other way on the hand of Clarence Billingsley. He's a freshman. Billingsley shots off no good. Rebound to QND, and he'll go back the other way. And left that one short. Ball bouncing around in there as nobody really wanted it, didn't look like. There's a shot up and in. Another basket for number 22. That is Rowan Stegeman. He's got 4 points on the night as we approach the end of the first quarter of play here. Zabo with the shot. It's off no good. Outlet in a hurry. Layup, finger roll over the front of the rim is good for Mason Craig. He'll end with 2. And as I'm trying to get everything caught up here, the Raiders will end quarter number one up 17-2. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. I'll use the time to get caught up on a few things, and we'll be right back. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH and Adams Fiber coverage of the Southeastern Suns.
MTC Communications.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back as we get ready to go with the second quarter here. 17-2. It'll be QND basketball. 3 on the way, off no good. That's one thing we have not had yet here in the JV contest, is a 3-point made basket. Had a couple of them shot by QND. They have not made either one of them. I guess the fact that I said we haven't had one made yet would be a dead giveaway that they didn't make either one. There's a shot off no good. Back the other way it comes. Down low, a little push in the back, but no foul call. Shot up and good for number 52, Victor Harsel. It's his first 2 of the game. So we are playing 6-minute quarters here tonight. 5:14 to go in the second quarter. We'll have the pep band behind me for the varsity game. There's another turnover. Back this way it comes. Peter doing a little funky stuff there. Hopefully we're still good to go. Shot up and in for the Raiders. So I'm trying to work on a couple things here. Down low, shot up, counted in a foul. Basket is good for Bryson Tanner. 4:10 to go. Reshot on the miss. There's a lane violation. Just had the screen blank off on me, and I'm not real sure what happened there, folks. We're trying to get everything fixed back up here, so give me just a second. Okay, I think we got everything figured out now. There's another bucket. That's 8 points unofficially for Rowan Stegeman. We got an official's timeout to tie a shoe. Some subs to come in for Southeastern. It's 31-4. Here with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Totten with it for Southeastern. Rost might have got away with a travel right there. Once again, under 2 minutes to go here. Shot blocked as Chase Northern went to the hole. Blocked out of bounds, though. Can't see block by number 2, Anthony Bias. Sabo with it. 1:35 remaining. Notre Dame back the other way. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound tipped around. Quincy Notre Dame finally going to come up with it. 1:18 to go. I'll have to find out who number 40 is. He does have 4 points, but I don't have him on my roster. Nice pass down low. Foul's going to be called on Chase Northern. Going to the free throw line, going to be number 32, Grant Lepper. Second foul of the quarter for the Suns. First one on the Raiders. First free throw bounces a couple times on the back of the rim. It won't fall for Lepper. Second one short off the front iron. Tipped around. Chase Northern finally comes down with it for Southeastern. He goes to Rost. Back to Northern. Under a minute to go now. Totten's going to try the three. It's off front iron, no good. Rebound to the Raiders with 45 seconds remaining. Left-handed little floater. Off no good for Anthony Bias. And in a hurry back the other way. Totten leaves one short on a reverse layup. Outlet to Bias again. He's going to back things out with 32 seconds left here in the first half. During the halftime, we will do a few things to get everything working better for the second half here. Do appreciate you watching, though. That shot was blocked by McClintock, down to 11 seconds. And Chase Northern saw that coming, got in a passing lane, knocked it out of bounds, but it'll stay with Quincy Notre Dame with 7.9 seconds remaining on the clock. 31-4 is the score. Three on the way, and that's how the half will end. 31-4 is the score. The Raiders lead the Suns. We'll take a break. We'll come back in just a little bit with the second half. You're watching Adams Fiber coverage of Southeastern Sun Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And welcome back here. It's halftime, and with Phyllis. And Phyllis, I about said McLouth.
It is.
It is McLouth. It still is McLouth,
yes.
Isn't it? So I've known you for a long time.
A long time.
And we were just discussing before we came on air that it's been a year or two since you came to MDH. You've been here a while. What's your job title here at MDH?
I'm Director of Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation.
And that entails a lot, especially considering we're here talking about sports. So that's a big part of what you do. What does that entail here at MDH?
The department as a whole, we start off with the sports. We have athletic training services. We go to many of the area schools. But also we have physical therapy for those that are maybe have had surgery or some more serious injuries, and we're going to try to get people back on the court or the field. Yeah,
court, field, or just work, right? I mean,
that's right.
It's sports medicine and rehabilitation. The rehabilitation goes a lot farther than the sports stuff, doesn't it?
Right, yeah. Beyond that, I mean, every person needs to return to something, as you're kind of referring to. And so we see people of all ages. We see newborns. We see people up to, we've seen, I think, 105 years old. So everybody has something that's very important to them that they want to return to, and we respect that. We complete evaluations in whatever realm it may be in the different therapies and try to address their deficits and get them back into action, whatever that may be.
Yeah, sometimes action's on the court, and sometimes action is working at the factory or working for yourself, right?
Right,
or just getting up out of a chair.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of everything. What drew you, because we talked about you've been here at MDH for a long time. So
right.
What drew you to MDH? Obviously, you're a Bushnell girl.
Correct.
So you're from the area. What drew you to MDH?
I wanted to serve the community. I think it's important that the smaller rural areas get good care too. And I'm just kind of attached to the area.
So, as successful as you've been, you've moved up the food chain, so to speak, at MDH. Some people would look at it as, well, I've done what I can do here. I could go somewhere else and help. Why stay here? I know you wanted to give it back to the rural area, but what is it about this particular area that made you want to stay?
I think there's always more that can be done, and I think it's important to kind of utilize what our resources are and try to make the most of them. Just again in our area, we have a lot to offer here at the hospital, and there are people that are wanting to make the best of themselves here, and I think we have a role in that.
Now, you've been doing this for a number of years. I think you said 35 at MDH.
Mm-hmm.
Sports medicine and rehabilitation has changed, I would suspect, substantially in those 35 years. You have locations in Macomb, Bushnell, even in Monmouth now.
Right.
That's not something that was there back when you started.
No.
What is it about sports medicine and rehabilitation that's changed so much and become so important now?
It is kind of odd. We were very small to begin with. We started just in the basement of the hospital. It included cardiac rehab, PT, a little bit of pediatrics, and we all tried to do it in one small gym. And since that time, we've gone to our whole third floor addition. I think it was in '98. We had the Lafayette location. Bushnell was in 14. We also have a location in Grand Prairie. And then Monmouth we did 2 years ago. And I think therapy in general gets people back into action again. And I just think it's something that we have a chance to be a part of and help people, do better in whatever they may do.
What do you see as the director? What do you see as the ultimate goal for sports medicine and rehabilitation? I mean, obviously you guys keep growing, so you aren't there yet. But as a person who's just obviously loved sports medicine and rehabilitation since the time you started, where do you see it going, or what will it continue to grow? Do you continue to add new things? We
are always looking to see what's out there, just with advancements in research and trying to see what means of treatment may help others. We try to stay on top of that and try to then offer it to the community. And again, just because we're rural doesn't mean we can't stay on top of that and offer the best we can.
So you think you could be here another 35 years?
That might be pushing it. But also, what makes us strong is our team. And we have lots of very talented therapists on our team. So that really is the key to what we do.
Now, before we get out of here, I think that one of the coolest things about what you guys do is, and you mentioned it earlier, is you have trainers that go to the schools.
Right.
And I know Bushnell's part of that, West Prairie's part of that, Macomb's obviously part of that, and I'm sure there's other schools too. But the trainers that come to West Prairie and Bushnell especially and Macomb become almost part of the family.
True.
With the students and the athletes. How exciting is that for you as the director to be able to say that I've been able to help bring people in and they become parts of the families at these different schools around the area?
I just really appreciate it, because a lot of times, the coaches don't need to worry as much about what's happening to their players. They know that they can pay attention to the game, but also know that they've got someone to take care of their players and offer them the best evaluation so they can maybe get back on the field, or, let's not do that and then make a better decision. Because many times there can be like a life-altering injury that may occur, and if it's not addressed appropriately, it doesn't turn out so well.
Well, Phyllis, I appreciate you stopping in and talking to us, and you can stop by anytime you want to at a halftime, and we'll just throw you on.
Okay, all right.
Okay, sounds good. We'll be back with the second half right after this. And welcome back here at halftime. Kelsey Cunningham joining us now. And Kelsey, you're a nurse practitioner, right?
Correct.
And what department do you work in?
Cardiology right now.
So what does a nurse practitioner and cardiology do?
Basically everything. I see patients that have hypertension. I see patients that have heart failure. If you need a cardiac cath, if you're having a significant coronary issue, I can refer you for that too. I have patients all ages. I don't see kids, but all adult ages. So from 97 to 18, I see everybody in between. So
cardiology is more than heart attacks too, I would
Correct.
imagine, right?
Correct.
So you might occasionally have an 18-year-old with a heart attack, but there's a lot more that goes on in your department, right?
Definitely. It's, once I started this job, it was kind of wild to see how much of the body traces back to the heart. And it's kind of why I love cardiology. It's like a big puzzle. I love putting all the pieces together And in the end, the patient feels much better. So that's always the rewarding part of the job for me. But it's a challenge, and I like a good challenge. So.
Well, you mentioned the parts affected by parts,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you always see every type of medicine that says, well, this affects your whole body or this affects your whole body.
Right.
Obviously, the heart
Yeah.
affects the entire body.
Absolutely.
And not just the fact that the blood flows, right? I mean, how your heart works, your lungs are affected, your brain's affected. I mean, everything is affected by an effective working heart, right?
Absolutely. So, one thing that I kind of learned when I started this job was that sleep apnea can really have detrimental effects on your heart. And I don't think people understand that, like, oh, I'm just not a good sleeper. Like, well, it could kind of trickle downhill to your heart. So, do you wear your CPAP like you're supposed to?
Negative. I don't.
We'll have to have a discussion about that in my office.
Let's do that off air.
Okay, all right. Let's do that.
So let's skip the sleep apnea thing. And let's get back to the cardiology department. Obviously, you're a part of that. What does a cardiology department entail as far as what things go on in there?
Well, my normal day is I see, anywhere from 8 to 12 patients a day. And most of the time people are referred to me because they're having cardiology symptoms. So whether that...
All right, we're going to call that one a little short and tell you, I don't think I have all the points correct, but I do have all the names correct. Now, number 40 is Caden Marth. Had him on my roster as 32, I believe it was. 30 or 32, and he's actually 40. So that's the only difference. Everybody else's names was correct. Unofficially, Rowan Stegeman has 8 points. And I'm missing 6 here because of all the stuff that was going on. I apologize. But we'll tell you, Bias has 2. Brady Gibbert has 1. Brody Gibbert, excuse me. Cragg has 2. Vin Verlo of the John variety has 4. Stegeman has 8, as I said. 2 for Garapi. 3 on the way by Rost is off no good. We still have a 3 made in this game. 0 for 2 from the free throw line was Lepper. There's a nice pass down and a bucket up and in for number 24. That's to Garapi. Make it 4 points for him. Again, unofficially. There's a shot up and in for Chase Northern. It is the third quarter. 33-6 is the score. 5:14 to go in quarter number 3. Shot up and good. Just powering it up was Victor Harsel. He's got 4 points as well. Again, somebody is going to be off a little bit here. I was short a few points at the half. I was able to verify names. Not able to verify points, though. Totten with it on the baseline. Bias on him. Knock it away. Totten gathers it back up, but he's amongst the trees down there. Has it swiped away. Coming up with it, number 15, John Vinverlo, and he gets it off to Garapi. And it is 4:22 to go here in the JV contest. Bias backs it out. 2-3 zone now for the Suns. Quincy Notre Dame passing it around, taking their time, looking for a good shot. Look for the backdoor cut there, couldn't find it. Bias step back, now drives. Turnaround jumper, good. And a timeout, officials timeout on the floor. I believe it's going to be for Bryson Tanner. Bias has 4 points unofficially. Not sure what was going on with Tanner. McClintock, step back 3, top of the key, good. That's the first Ron Elby Auto Sales 3-pointer of the night. It goes to Brady McClintock. Saw his dad yesterday, I believe. There's a jumper from just about the free throw line is good for Tegarapy. He's unofficially got 6 points now. Michael, his dad. The pass a little high, intended for Zabo from McClintock, thrown out of bounds, and a line change coming in for Quincy Notre Dame with 2:59 to go in quarter number 3. Abel Burhorst in, number 12. Number 14, Mason Cragg. Number 22 is Rowan Stegeman back in. Number 4 is Brody Gilbert. And number 32, Grant Lepper back in. McClintock tips it away, and it'll go to the Suns, but then stolen back away. Shot high up, no good. Tipped away, rebound, put back up and in. That's for Brody Gilbert. He's got 3 points. 41-9 the score. McClintock from the corner, off no good on a 3. A rebound by Cragg, and it'll go back the other way. 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Under 2 minutes left, as we said. Now a steal by Chase Northern. His layup is good. He's done a good job getting into passing lane a few times tonight. He's got 4 points here in the third quarter. So the offense has definitely picked up for the Suns here in the second half. They struggled from the field. Actually struggled to get shots off in the first half. They've done a better job of it. Here's a 3, looking for the first one of the night for Quincy Notre Dame. It was off no good by Gilbert. A rebound, and then it's going to be thrown over and back. Burhorst got the rebound, but he missed Cragg on the pass, and it's an over and back call. 1:21 to go in the first half of the second half. Third quarter action here at Southeastern High School in Augusta, Illinois. You're watching Adams Fiber coverage of the Southeastern Suns on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. There's a 3 on the way by Shepler. It was off no good. Missed it long right. Still in the zone. 3 on the way by Burhorst is good. That's the first 3 of the game for Quincy Notre Dame. Billingsley tries a triple. It's off wide right, and it's going to land out of bounds as the cheerleaders protect the basketball players from hitting the bleacher or hitting the stage. At least I'm going to say that's what they did. 46 seconds left here in the third quarter. Burhorst with it. Shipler. Oh, that was actually Lepper. 3 on the way, right wing. Good. That is by Cragg. No, by Gilbert, excuse me. He's got 5 points in the quarter. 47-11. Stegeman, tough defense on McClintock. 8 seconds. Oh, nice take by Billingsley, but he leaves it a little long off the glass. 3 seconds, 2 seconds out to Burhorst. He loses the ball as he tried to get around. It did go in, but it was late. So that will do it for the third quarter. It's 47-11. We'll come back. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH and Adams Fiber coverage of Southeastern sports.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
Welcome back to Augusta, Illinois, and Adams Fiber coverage of Southeastern sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for joining us tonight. This is the JV contest here between Quincy, Notre Dame, and Southeastern. We'll be back in just a little bit after this one is over with the varsity game between these two schools. You'll be able to watch that right here. You'll have to change the stream. We do that because just don't have to have such long streams that way, and you can pick and choose what you want to watch a little easier. It is Quincy Notre Dame basketball to start the fourth quarter. Not sure if they'll do a running clock or not since they are only playing 6-minute quarters. We'll see. That three was left short. Good to see Bryson Tanner back in, as he was dinged up a little bit, and they called a timeout for him. Took him out of the game, but he's back. Shepler for three again, off no good. That's Keaton Shepler. Bryson Tanner saves that one in, and then it's going to be stolen away. Oh, nice pass, and Martha's going to be the beneficiary of a great pass from T.J. Tagarapi. Marth has his 6 point. That was a fantastic pass by the Raiders. Freshman, a 6-foot freshman, T.J. Tagarapi. Chase Northern on the dribble. Got doubled in the corner. Shepler shoots it again. That one's off again. Ball nearly knocked away, but gathered back up. There's a shot up, off, no good. A foul's going to be called. It's the first foul, possibly the second half, in all honesty. Foul is on Bryson Tanner. It'll be his second of the game, first of the quarter, 4:08, and it is a running clock. At the free throw line, shooting 2 free throws, going to be number 34, Ryan Vinverlo. He's one of a couple of players that had not scored yet, but he did hit the first free throw, so he is on the scoreboard. Two players that haven't scored, or is actually only one that hasn't scored. Well, there's two. Lepper shot 2 free throws, missed them both. He hasn't scored, and Flesh hasn't scored. Second one off, no good, and he crossed the line a little early. So it'll be Southeastern basketball with 3:27 to go in the basketball game. Oh, Billingsley is going to have it stripped away by Burhorst out of bounds. It'll stay with the Suns. Clock still runs, 3:10 remaining. Sub coming in. Bryson Tanner and Keaton Shepler checking in. Zabo and Rost. Zabo and Rost are going to leave. Totten trying to inbound. It's tipped away, gathers it back up. It's going to go to Chase Northern. I think that ball went out of bounds. That's going to be blocked out of bounds by the number 20, Trip Flesh. He hasn't got a bucket, but he got a big block there. Chase Northern throws up the triple. It's off back iron, no good. Rebound by Gilbert. And a traveling violation is going to be called. 2:10 remaining in the basketball game. Rost back in, Shepler out, Zabel back in, and Totten out. Subs have been flowing in and out pretty rapidly for the Suns. They only have 2 people left on the bench. Brady McClintock was playing, but he is in the locker room because he'll start varsity here in a few minutes, I would imagine. Under 2 minutes to go, down to 1:41 left here in the JV contest. Nice look down low. Chase Northern jumpers up and good. Chase Northern unofficially with 6 points. Flesh going to drive, dumps it off instead of putting up the shot. 119. Again, he's the only Quincy Notre Dame player that hasn't scored yet. There's a block shot after a rebound on a miss. Billingsley's going to drive. He puts the shot up, throws it hard off the glass. The ball got stripped away from him a little bit. Flesh now. He's going to take it to the rim. He's going to be fouled. He'll get a couple free throws. And a chance to be not the only player to not score for the Raiders. Missed two, the foul was on. It's under a minute to go. Clock is running. Really unimportant at this point. First one is good. So every Raider has now scored unofficially. As I look through to make sure I'm right. Actually, Lepper is still not scored. He's tried a couple times here down the stretch. And he missed it hard off the backboard trying to get a rebound because they wanted Lepper to be able to score. And 15 seconds left. It looks like Lepper, who did shoot a couple free throws, will be the only one to not get any points here. Well, the ball goes out of bounds, but can they get it in bounds in time to get Lepper a basket? He's down at the baseline, and they tried their darndest. They did try their darndest, but couldn't get it done. The final score, 51-13. That'll do it from Augusta, Illinois for the JV contest. We'll come back with a varsity game in just a little bit. Thanks for watching Adams Fiber coverage of Southeastern Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll see you again in the varsity stream in about 20 minutes.